तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यम् भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्।
Jai Mata Di. A warm welcome to each and every one of you who has tuned in to watch this week's episode of Gyan Upadesh, presented by Akash Vani Media. This is the product of Bhai Navin Phagu's hard work, his Dharmapatni Babita Phagu. I'm very honored once again to be on this show. Before we go any further, as always, we must commence with an opening prayer. We always do this on Gyan Upadesh. And you will notice that the format will be slightly different today as the normal shows. For the time being, I ask everybody to concentrate as we are in the period of Mother's Day to focus on that Divine Mother, the Mother of Mothers, Bhavani Ma, as we offer the opening prayer to her. जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते जय त्वं देवी चामुंडे जय भूतार्तिहारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमोस्तुते ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुंडाये विच्चे प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति दुर्गा भवानी माता की जय। As usual, we are joining you here on channel 34, whether you're watching on Verizon or Spectrum. Channel 34 is where you will find us in this particular slot. As I said, today's program has a different format from most, whereby I'm accompanied today in the studio. Sometimes myself and Bhai Navin Phagu will be co-hosting together. But besides him, we are joined by another very spectacular individual a very great singer and musician in our community. You will hear from him later on. I don't want to spoil the surprise right away, so maybe I'll reveal his name a little later. But he will be giving renditions which are appropriate for this thing we call Mother's Day. As we all know, and as I would have said many times, and many other pundits and speakers would have said many a time before, Mother's Day is an invention of the Western mind. It is in the Western calendar. In the United Kingdom, they have it on a different day, in fact. If I remember correctly, I think it was March month they keep it. Over here and in most of the world, it is observed in May. It is because there is a need to remember the importance of mothers and what they have done for us and so on. But in Sanatan Dharma, the importance of mothers is not confined to one day. I have seen many pictures, not photographed, but those satirical cartoon kind of pictures, where a mother, an elderly mother, will be sitting on a chair, on a couch, or a settee, with probably 4 or 5 children around her, all taking selfie to show that, how much they love their mother on Mother's Day. And on the top it says Mother's Day. The next picture will say every other day, and the mother is sitting by herself. This is the danger of allocating one day. We tend to think that that is the only day that we need to remember mothers. Same applies to Father's Day, Teacher's Day. They seem to have a day for everything nowadays, Siblings Day and everything. But all of these individuals who we love near and dear to us is not one day in the year we dedicate to each and every one of them. Every day of our lives should be dedicated to all of those around us. Before I go any further into a detailed discussion of what a mother is and so on, many of you would have observed and realized that when I offered the opening prayer, we called the name of Kali in there. Now this is important because we have many depictions and representations of the Divine Mother in Sanatan Dharma. Gauri Mata is one, for example. She is a consort of Shankar Bhagavan. She sits nice and calm there. Mother Kali, on the other hand, has a very frightening appearance with all those, heads and skull around her neck, all the cut-off arms around her waist, and all of these kind of imagery we see of her with her tongue hanging out and the sharp teeth and so on, with the head dripping of Rakta Beach, dripping blood from her hand. Why does she have a frightening appearance? It is to remind us that a mother is not only supposed to be loving and gentle all of the time. There are times when she has to be ferocious. Children, by their very nature, myself and all of you, when we are growing up, we come into this world innocent. We do things innocently growing. We think it is mischievous pranks we are playing, not realizing that we are doing something wrong, and that if it is not put in check early, then, as we grow up, these bad habits will remain with us. And that is why the mother sometimes has to take a ferocious appearance. If a mother is nice and kind and soft with her children all of the time, that will not be good. There has to be a balance. She has to be harsh sometimes. That is what the different representation, Gauri Mata, Mother Kali, represent. So that is the first thing. I think in this age we are living in, we're living in a very tender age, a very sensitive age. What I mean by that is like everything seems to offend. Like if you talk about disciplining children, they say, no, you have to make them happy all of the time. Yes, you want them. I'm not saying we must make children miserable. No, they must be happy. Their happiness makes us happy. But from time to time, voice has to be raised on them to put them right and put them on the straight and narrow again. So all of you, I know particularly young people may be thinking on this Mother's Day, well, my mother hollered at me. My mother gave me a lash or whatever. Why should I remember Mother's Day? Well, you should still remember Mother's Day because all of that, as long as it's done within reason, is for your good also. So let us not forget our mothers, what the role they play in using love and discipline, both, using that balance to bring us all up. And all of that sacrifice, what is made. You know, some things you don't realize until you have gone through it. That when we are babies, we cannot remember this. When we were less than 1 year old or even less than 2 years old or whatever. How many times parents would wake up, and usually it is the maternal instinct which will pick it up quicker. The mother's instinct will cause her to hear the child crying before the father would. And she is the one who will make more of the sacrifice to be up all of those hours when she could be otherwise be sleeping. And all of that was done for us. So this Mother's Day, as with every Mother's Day, let us not forget this. And those of you who wish to spend time with your mother, we urge you at Akash Vani Media, please do so safely. Please do so safely. It is important. I'm talking about the time we are going through now. Many may have elderly mothers who have compromised immune system, who have pre-existing health condition. We have to be conscious of all of this and use our common sense when we want to communicate with them. If we are fortunate that any of them know how to use a computer, in that case it might be a better idea, spend your Mother's Day that way, electronically. I know it's not the best, but we have to think of the long-term consequences of what we do as well. And all of us here at Akash Vani Media are urging everybody to stay safe out there. Celebrate your Mother's Day safely. Maintain the rules as much as you can of social distancing and so on. So this is an introduction, a little introduction to our Mother's Day show today. At this point, I would like to introduce the singer I mentioned earlier. Those of you who have been watching our live broadcast since Navratri, up to the present day, every Sunday morning we are on. Our main singer has been Bhai Indar Janki, and it gives me great pleasure to pass over to him to give a rendition for this wonderful Mother's Day.
Jai Sri Ram, everyone. Welcome. Yeah. Jai Sri Ram, everyone. Pandit Satish, thank you for a beautiful introduction. And I will do two Mother's Day songs dedicated to our mothers. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा तू कितनी अच्छी है तू कितनी भोली है प्यारी प्यारी है ओ माँ ओ माँ ओ माँ ओ माँ तू कितनी अच्छी है तू कितनी भोली है प्यारी प्यारी है ओ माँ जो दुनिया है ये बन है कांटों का तू फुलवारी है ओ माँ ओ माँ ओ माँ ओ माँ दुकन लागी है
माँ तेरी अखियाँ दुखन लागी है, माँ तेरी अखियाँ मेरे लिए जागी है। सारी सारी रतिया मेरी निंदिया पे, अपनी निंदिया भी तूने वारी है। ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। तू कितनी अच्छी है, तू कितनी भोली है, प्यारी प्यारी है। ओ माँ, ओ माँ। अपना नहीं तुझे सुख दुख कोई, अपना नहीं तुझे सुख दुख कोई। मैं मुस्काया तू मुस्काई, मैं रोया तू रोई। मेरे हंसने पे मेरे रोने पे तू बलिहारी है। ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। तू कितनी अच्छी है, तू कितनी भोली है, प्यारी प्यारी है। ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। माँ बच्चों की जान होती है, माँ बच्चों की जान होती है। वो होते हैं किस्मत वाले जिनकी माँ होती है। कितनी सुंदर है, कितनी शीतल है, न्यारी न्यारी है। ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। तू कितनी अच्छी है, तू कितनी भोली है, प्यारी प्यारी है। ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ। कि ये जो दुनिया है ये बन है कांटों का, तू फुलवारी है। ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ।
Jai Mata Di. Welcome back to our second segment of this week's episode of Gyan Upadesh, Akash Vani Media, Gyan Upadesh. I ended off the last segment by discussing the various roles a mother would play in our lives. Now, I would just like to read a quotation from the Bhagavad Mahapuran, which addresses the question, who is a mother? Permit me to read that shloka and we will go into a more elaborate discussion of it. Om Atma Mata Guru Patni Brahmani Rajapatnika Dhenurdhatri Tatha Prithvi Saptaita Matarasmrita Hari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. अर्थात कि अपनी माता जिसने हमें जीवन दिया था, गुरु जी की पत्नी, ब्राह्मण की पत्नी, राजा की पत्नी, गौ माता जिसने हमें दूध पिलाया था, और धरती माता ये मनुष्य की 7 माताएं हैं. What that quotation is saying is that to address the question, who is a mother, there are in fact 7 mothers. 7 mothers. Now, who are these 7 mothers? The first one, of course, is the one who has brought us into the world. She has made that sacrifice to carry us for 9 months. None of us, we men, will never know what that feels like. We might think we have an idea, but we never will know what that feels like. To bring the child into the world, all of that pain and sacrifice and effort and so on, none of us has any idea about it. That is the first and foremost and most important mother out of the 7. Then it goes on to say Guru Mata. Who is Guru Mata? In English terms, we tend to use the word godmother. But really, Guru Mata is the correct term. That is, of course, your Guru, his wife, his Dharmpatni, is a mother for you as well. So when you have a Guru, his wife, you regard her as your own mother too. So that's the second form of mother. The third one it says here is Brahmani. That means the wife, well, the literal meaning of what it says here is the wife of a Brahman. So that means any Pandit who may not necessarily be your Guru, but you accept to do your religious duties, that individual wife also is, you should regard as your mother too. So we have covered 3 forms of mother out of 7. Then it goes on to say the wife of a king, Raja Patni. That wherever you live, the head of state, we know that in the time when these were written, the throne would always be occupied by a male. And it said wherever you live, the king who rules over that kingdom, his wife, the queen, is also your mother. You respect her, you regard her as your own mother also. Why? We have to think of the reasoning behind all of this. Because a king's duty is to look after his subjects. He treats his subject like his children. So therefore his wife, as he is a father to them, his wife should also be a mother to them. So, you know, in modern times, that means first lady is like a mother for you. But I leave you to think about that one. So where are we now? We're now moving on a bit more. Henu is the next word that we see in this shloka. Henu. So that will be the 5th form of mother. Henu means cow. Now let's think about that very carefully. We have been laughed at and ridiculed as followers of Sanatan Dharma. So you are cow worshippers. A cow is a dumb animal. A cow is like a goat or a sheep or anything else. Why you choose a cow to worship? Well, first of all, this is the first and foremost reason, because a cow is like our own mother. If we see how our mothers have borne us for 9 months before we come into the world, a cow also does the very same thing. The gestation, the motherhood, the maternity of a cow with her calf is very parallel with a human mother and her child. We also know that whenever we stop drinking our mother's milk as babies, what's the next most common milk? If you go in the supermarket and buy milk, which animal it comes from? We're not talking about Hindus here, the world. Here in America, in the Western society, which milk you will buy after you stop drinking your own mother's one as a child? What's the next one you move on to? It is the cow. That means, just as your mother gave you milk, the cow gives you milk, you regard her as your mother also. It is very simple. The logic is very simple. And you know, there are many sacred substances we get from the cow, but that is a discussion for another show. I don't want to get too sidetracked with that. But basically, for these little reasonings I have given, even cow are supposed to be regarded as our mother. And that is the 5th form of the mother. And then the next one is what you call jisne tumhe doodh pilaya. That means if somebody, well, we can broaden this meaning. Somebody who looks after, a female who looks after you, may not have any biological link with you necessarily, but looks after you as a child and brings you up as their own. That is the next form of mother also. Look at the life of Bhagavan Shri Krishna when he was upon this earth. Devaki, the one who brought him into this, that's the first type of mother we discussed just now. And then, but who brought him up really? It was Yashoda. Yashoda did not, he wasn't born from her. But she brought him up and he regarded her as his mother. That is the next form of mother. The last form of mother now out of the 7 is Dharti. Dharti Mata. This very earth upon which we live is our mother too. That is the last form of mother. We are learning this at a time like now because they say this coronavirus, this COVID-19 has kept everybody inside. Less cars are on the road, less planes are in the air, less pollution is in the atmosphere. Mother Earth is healing. That means we have not been treating her well. We just take and abuse. But we are supposed to respect this earth on which we live. Now people are talking about caring for the environment and everything else. And originally, all the time it was in our Bhagavad Mahapuran. That this very earth is the 7th form. Out of 7 different forms of mother, this earth is the 7th form of mother for us. So please do sit back and enjoy this next selection we have for you, this next rendition, beautiful rendition. Enjoy it, and I will be joining you again in a few minutes. Jai Mata Di. Ready.
माता पुत्र से प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। माता पुत्र से प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। नौ महीने उदर में रखा जब दुनिया में आया, 9 महीने उदर में रखा जब दुनिया में आया। सर्दी लगी है चादर उड़ाकर, सर्दी लगी है चादर उड़ाकर, स्थान दूर पिलाया। कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। माता पुत्र से प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा जितना, कौन करेगा इतना। तपक तपक कर सुर से सुलाया, गा कर सुरला भजना। तपक तपक कर सुख से सुलाया, गा कर सुरला भजना। भीम परे जब वै वैद्य बुलाकर भीम परे जब वैद्य बुलाकर औषध पान कराया, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। माता पुत्र से प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। जवान भये जब शादी करना, तब तक प्रेम न चोरे। जवान भये जब शादी करना, तब तक प्रेम न छूटे। माता की ममता ऐसे बड़ी है, माता की ममता ऐसे बड़ी है, सागर बड़ा है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। माता पुत्र से प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना।
Jai Ma Bhavani. Welcome back to Akash Vani Media Gyan Upadesh. Now, what did you think about that? Didn't I tell you I had a very professional singer and musician in the studio today? Bhai Inder Janki. Excellently done, excellently rendered. As I said, he is an expert in all of the different style and raga and so on. And we're very lucky that for the first time I have him accompanying me on Gyan Upadesh, on this program about mothers. So I discussed the 7 forms of mother which are explained in Bhagavad Mahapuran just now. So I hope all of you, while Bhai Inder was singing, you have some little time to think about that. Let that sink in a little bit, because this thing we call Mother's Day that we are celebrating now, it is not confined to one person. It's not our own mother we go to and wish her happy Mother's Day. Anyone who played a role in bringing us up, any woman who played a role in bringing us up, also deserves happy Mother's Day greetings from us. And everybody else who we have described in that shloka just now. Our Shastras are full of examples of the necessity to worship Mother. Now let me read another shloka to illustrate something else now about mothers. Bhishma Drona Tata Jayadratha Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sotirna Khalu Pandavairana Nadi Kaivartaka Keshava. That shloka describes the battlefield of the Mahabharata, where Srimad Bhagavad Gita was read for the first time, and where the 18 days long battle between the Pandavas and Kauravas was fought. Why am I mentioning this for a Mother's Day program? Well, that shloka mentioned 2 names just now. Duryodhan name was mentioned. Remember, he is the eldest Kaurava, and he represented all that was evil. His mind was completely corrupted with evil and corruption and all of these things. He wanted to hold on to the kingdom which did not rightly belong to him. Lord Krishna tried his best to peacefully, by peaceful method, get Duryodhan to see some sense and give the kingdom back to who it rightfully belonged to, but he would not listen. That is why war became inevitable, could not be helped. On the day before last of that battle, the second to last day of that battle now, Duryodhan found himself completely alone. All his brothers had been slain by now. By Bhim. Bhim was the physically strong one out of the 5 Pandava brothers, who were the good ones, by the way. We can use that broad terminology. Duryodhan wanted some help now. He said, you know, if Bhim has killed all of them, he might kill me tomorrow now. I am going to fight tomorrow, and I need some extra protection. So who did he go to? His mother. Bearing in mind that whenever his mother tried to tell him, you know, behave good, treat your brothers with respect. In today's term, we will say they were his cousin. But in Sanatan Dharma, your cousin is your brother and your sister. So his mother always told him, treat them with respect. Give them what is rightfully theirs. Live nice with them. And he never listened to her, not one day. Now suddenly he's going to her now for help. You see how a mother is? Even if you get a Duryodhan, you still want to help them. So she told him, follow my instruction very carefully. Go to the river and bathe. Bathe, your skin has to be clean for the armor I'm going to give you. When you bathe now, come to me just so. Don't put on back your clothes. Come to me just like that. As he was walking towards her now, where she was staying at that time, Lord Krishna happened to walk past the same path in the opposite direction. And you look at him and you start to laugh. And you say, how can you, it looks like you're going to see your mother, you're a grown man. How can you go and see her like this? You know, this is completely against decency and moral. But Lord Krishna said, well, you never bothered with decency and moral in your life anyway, so go along your way if you want to. Duryodhan feel a little ashamed and embarrassed now. And he said, you know what? Krishna is right. At least I better put on something. So there was a banana tree nearby, and he took the banana leaf and he made what he called langoti, like a loincloth to cover the middle part. And then he went in front of Gandhari, his mother. Now remember, out of deference to her husband, who was born blind, she always tied up her eyes. Because she said, if my husband cannot see, I'm not going to see either. If he cannot enjoy something, I don't want to enjoy it. So that's why she always tied up her eye. And then what she did, she untied this blindfold and she opened her eye. And when she opened her eye, all of her spiritual energy or Shakti came out of that eye. And any part of Duryodhan's body that she looked at absorbed this energy and became hard like iron. No weapon could pierce that. It's like trying to get a sword and piercing through a metal sheet. It wouldn't go through. But remember, he had worn the banana leaf across his thighs. And she told him, say, even in this last moment, you cannot listen to me yet. Still you didn't learn to listen to your mother yet. What happened? When he fought the battle the next day, he was able to hit him in his thigh. And because that part was so soft compared to the rest of him, he hit him in his thigh so hard that all of his blood poured out from his body from that part, and that's how he died. That's how he lost his life. How did Duryodhan lose his life? Because the second to last, in his last moments, he had 2 choices. He could listen to Lord Krishna, because remember, Lord Krishna told him to wear something before he go in front of his mother. Or he could have listened to his mother and just gone as she told him to come. Which one of them did he listen? He listened to Lord Krishna and ignored his mother's instruction. It means that even if Bhagavan was to come on earth and tell you something, and your mother tell you something else different from what Bhagavan is telling you, you should give more thought to what your mother is saying. Now when you grow up, I'm not saying that you have to be behind your mother and do everything she says. But you have to at least have respect for her word, at least listen to her. When you grow on, you can make your own decisions, but at least listen to her and have that special regard for her. Have that regard for her, that if Bhagavan was to come and tell you, you will listen the same way to her as you would listen to him. That is the point of this katha from Mahabharata. This is taken from Mahabharata. So we have heard from Bhagavad Mahapuran, and we have heard from from Mahabharata. And then we will see which other Shastra we will hear about in our last segment. But for now, it is my distinct pleasure to pass over to Bhai Indar Janaki to entertain you with his wonderful voice and wonderful musical ability. Jai Ma Bhavani.
ये तो सच है कि भगवान है मगर फिर भी अनजान है। धरती पे रूप माँ बाप का उस विधाता की पहचान है। ये तो सच है कि भगवान है मगर फिर भी अनजान है। धरती पे रूप माँ बाप का उस विधाता की पहचान है। ये तो सच है कि भगवान है। जन्मदाता है जो नाम जिनसे मिला, ताम जिनकी है उंगली है बचपन चला। कांधे पर बैठे के जिनके देखा जहां, ज्ञान जिनसे मिला क्या बुरा क्या भला। इतने उपकार है क्या कहें, ये बताना न आसान है। धरती पे रूप माँ बाप का उस विधाता की पहचान है। ये तो सच है कि भगवान है मगर फिर भी अनजान है। धरती पे रूप माँ बाप का उस विधाता की पहचान है। ये तो सच है कि भगवान है। जन्म देती है जो माँ जिसके कहे, अपनी संतान में प्राण जिसके रहे। लोरिया हो तो पर सपने बुनती नजर, नींद जो वार दे हंस के हर दुख सहे। ममता के रूप में है प्रभु, आपसे पाया वरदान है। धरती पे रूप माँ बाप का उस विधाता की पहचान है। ये तो सच है कि भगवान है मगर फिर भी अनजान है। धरती पे रूप माँ बाप का उस विधाता की पहचान है। ये तो सच है कि भगवान है। ये तो सच है कि भगवान है। ये तो सच है कि भगवान है।
Jai Ma Bhavani. Welcome back to our Mother's Day, our special Mother's Day edition of Akash Vani Media Gyan Upadesh. And I know, I don't need to ask, I know that you enjoyed that rendition just now very much indeed. And what a special treat it has been that we are listening to live music in these intervals between my pravachan for this Mother's Day program. As we wrap up now, we notice all of the Shastra. I read from Bhagavad Mahapuran, from Mahabharat. Ramayana teaches us the same thing. Bhagwan Shri Ram. Bhagwan Shri Ram always had highest regard for his father and his mother. Not only mother, but mothers in his case. Remember what I said in the second segment of this program. That mother is not only the one who bring you. In his case, it was Kausalya Ma who actually bring him into existence in the physical form. But remember, Kaikeyi Ma and Sumitra Mai also helped to bring him up. When they were growing, there was not that kind of discrimination where one mother said, well, this is my child and that's your child, so therefore this one is more important to me. None of that existed then. All four of them were loved equally by all three mothers. Again, we must know a mother from that alone teaches us an important lesson. A mother is not only one who loves and cherishes her own child, but a mother is one who can appreciate other people's children also. That if a child comes into her home, not her nephew or any relation to her, but a child comes into her home, that mother can shower just as much love and affection on that child. So, that is also the mark of a mother. Just as Kausalya showered love upon Bharat and Satrughan and Lakshman, she didn't bring them, but she still showered love upon them. That is important too. A mother who can do that is to be given special respect. That if she has her own son and somebody else's son here, she can still show as much affection to that son as she does to her own. That is a son who is worthy, that is a mother, sorry, who is worthy of special honor. So Ramayana teaches us this. Bhagwan Shri Ram also practiced the custom, and this is evident in Balkand of Ramayana. It is there very clear for all of us to see. That every morning he will make it his personal duty, his priority, to go and take the blessing of Mata Pita Guru. Mata Pita Guru. Remember, these very familiar words to all of you. Matre Devo Bhava. That mother is God. Pitre Devo Bhava. Your father is Bhagavan. Acharya Devo Bhava. Your teacher, your guru is Bhagavan also. It extends into other things, like it says Atithi Devo Bhava, for example. Like a guest coming to your home, it should be treated as Bhagavan as well. But we are focusing on Matre Devo Bhava today. Bhagwan Shri Ram himself made it a custom that he'll go and take their blessing at their feet every morning. In this Western society that we live in, you notice modern life is all hustle and bustle. Well, not now because of the COVID-19. Maybe now is the opportunity to revive this then, if we're not so busy as normal. On that note, I just want to do a quick sidetrack and say that there are some who are busier than normal. While many are, not permitted to go into the office and therefore are staying home and working from home, there are many out on the front line, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, police officers, grocery store workers who need to provide food for. We cannot survive if we don't have their services too. All of them are working extra hard at this time, and our thoughts and prayers need to be with them. But going back to what I was saying originally, now that we are not so busy, most of us are not so busy, we should revive this custom, what Bhagwan Shri Ram spoke about. When we are normally so busy, hurry in the morning to bathe, dress, and leave the house, let us take a minute first to take our parents, that's if we live in our parents' home, of course, that is the case. Then you will take their blessing first. We should try and revive this custom. If it's not been practiced already, I know some of you may be practicing it already. But please, I urge you, and as I said, I'm going to re-emphasize that point. Not only Mother's Day you do this, but every day you should make it your duty to do that. That is something, and if we can, all of these good things start at home. We cannot be charitable to others unless we are charitable to those in the home. Even in English language, there is a saying, charity starts at home. Charity begins at home. All of these good things we can do for society, if we cannot practice the good in our own home, then it will not do much good outside. So that's why we need to practice these customs of taking our mother and father's blessing. Of course, we are focusing on mother today. So it has been my utmost pleasure to have been able to give you this little discourse and to be accompanied by Indar Janaki to sing these wonderful, relevant, and that is something else about him. He knows what is a relevant bhajan and song to sing when and where and so on. So we will be having a very special program on Akash Vani Media. Those who have access to Facebook, you will see it live. It will be a live broadcast. That on Mother's Day itself, on the Sunday of Mother's Day, which is Mother's Day, first of all, we'll be having our regular morning satsang between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. where myself, Panditji Ganesh, Bhainder Janki, and of course, Shriman and Shrimati Phaguji will both be here, one in front of the camera, one behind the camera, and we'll be doing our regular satsang. But in addition to that, on Mother's Day, in the evening, please do join us back again from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. This will be in the night time, a special Mother's Day program where various artists will be giving their renditions. Some speakers would be giving some Mother's Day message also to you. So that will be a program not to be missed. And I'm sure all of the things you have been watching so far on Akash Vani Media, it is making you very happy. We get very good feedback about these programs. So this will be another one of those very excellent programs to keep our spirits high in these times. So thank you very much for watching Akash Vani Media Gyan Upadesh. We are here on this very channel every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then that program is repeated on Tuesday, on the following Tuesday, between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. If you have Verizon, Fios, or Spectrum, both of those systems, channel 34 is the channel you will find us on. So please do have a blessed week ahead, and thank you for joining us here on Gyan Upadesh. I thank Bhai Indar Janki for joining me today, and Bhai Navin Phagu and Bahanji Babita Phagu for helping, for spearheading the production.
मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं, हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरे, मन ही मन शर्माऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। जग में भेजाया, मन वीणा की तारें टूटी, अब क्या गीत सुनाऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। इन पैरों से चल कर तेरे मंदिर कभी न आया, जहाँ जहाँ हो पूजा तेरी कभी न शीश झुकाया। हे हरिहर मैं हार के आया, अब क्या हार चढ़ाऊं। मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं। मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आऊं। हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरे, मन ही मन शर्माऊं। मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे।
कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं। तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं, तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम। कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, बेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम। राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम। कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं, गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम। राम नारायणं जानकी वल्लभम। कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं। कृष्ण गोविंद गोपाल गाते चलो, नाम जपते चलो, काम करते चलो। याद आएगी उनको कभी ना कभी, याद आएगी उनको कभी ना कभी। कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी ना कभी, कृष्ण दर्शन तो